So there's among the really nice reminders of my dad, like the movie he made, which very few people have ever seen, called Photoplays. Um, we were struggling. He was applying for financial assistance, trying to write a letter to his brother who has quite a bit of money, and thanks Dario for helping with the cremation, but all these years, my father was asking you for money, and I do appreciate you and Denise sending a couple $100 here and there. But when it really came down to it, I was constantly having to rent a car to go back and forth to the hospital. Didn't have enough money to make a down payment to get a car or the time to get a car, and it was illogical. But you had 3 cars sitting in your driveway that you didn't even use, and yet my dad said, write a letter to Dario and mail it, the expenses, plus the mortgage. So folks, we were struggling then, we're struggling now. And hey, take a look at some of the artwork and help us out. Lots of painful memories here. My dad, having to pay $100,000 payouts, bails, constant, assault. There's just this constant, my brother getting in trouble constantly, speeding tickets, fights, and whatnot. And everybody's like, to my dad, why didn't you cut him off? And my dad, I had him evicted, I had him kicked out of here. And he'd call us up, he's homeless, or he's going to kill himself, or he's in jail again, or in trouble. And I just feel like, my lawyers advised me to go public with my personal family problems, because it's just crazy how he's been able to manipulate the justice system, and unbeknownst to the judges and police who are just doing their job, just following orders, and looking at what's on paper. A lot of this stuff has not been submitted to the court or even been recognized. So that's, another reason why I feel like more people should know the story in the background here of just why someone like me is asking for help, and why we are struggling. Okay? Struggling back then and still struggling now. Even with the pension that my dad had, and the little money I'm able to make while taking care of him, was very difficult. It was very hard. And right up until he died, he was having me give Andreas money and leave it for him to pick up. And for years, I would try to ask my brother, I said, can you just try to spend some time talking with me and Dad? Just let Dad see us get along for 1 minute and make him happy. Just try to show some respect for me and your dad. Try to help us have this business here. But no, he could care less. Would rather go hang out in a club and party and try to get some 15 minutes of fame. And I encourage him. I said, don't give up on your dreams, and not stand up for what you believe in. And that's great that at least he has some kind of passion about music. But man, what he's doing is cruel. And I'm now forced to relive all this over and over again, when I should just be moving on because of all the court cases and all the lies and all the BS that he's perpetuated. And not for nothing, when you lie under oath, it's perjury. So that's what he's decided to do, and that's why I'm going to court now to deal with more of that. So yeah, it was just a shame. I just felt like my father's side of the family was in much better financial standings than almost anyone we knew, and yet they declined to help us out. But towards the end there, at least my father's brother, for what it's worth. Helped out a little bit, but not nearly enough. And anyway, yeah. Not a lot of people's dads can do that, you know. It's called This Painted Queen.